Today on Public Eye News, 2 Marquette Township residents await trial after child abuse charges put their 3 children in foster care. And later, Governor Gretchen Whitmer will soon appoint a new state Supreme Court judge following a recent resignation.
Coming up, Riley Joy will have your weather forecast looking into conditions for the next couple days. Dylan Dubé will bring you today's sports breakdown. I'm Liam Euland-Joy.
And I'm Reed Hall. This is Public Eye News. Marquette Township residents were arrested Tuesday after Marquette sheriffs were dispatched to investigate allegations of child abuse. Dr. Colin Irish, 57, and his wife Carrie, 49, are accused of locking their 10-year-old special needs son in a closet for several hours a day over a period of several months. The Irishes forced their son to sleep in only underwear and refused to provide a mattress, blanket, or a pillow. There was also no heat, ventilation, or bathroom provided. Child Protective Services has since placed all 3 children temporarily in foster care, while both parents are facing second-degree child abuse, a felony of up to 10 years behind bars. Dr. Colin Irish, the medical director at Iron County Medical Care, has also been suspended immediately. Both individuals are scheduled for preliminary hearings on March 13th. And 2 Gwynn residents were arrested on felony drug charges after a traffic stop on 2 vehicles turned up 208 grams of methamphetamine. The drugs were found discarded in the woods through a subsequent investigation. Jenny Donahue, 40, and Corey Racine, 35, were both arraigned on 1 charge of delivering and manufacturing methamphetamine, which carries up to 20 years in prison and/or $25,000. A $20,000 bond was set for Donahue, while Racine has been put on house arrest with a $1,400 upfront payment due to a medical issue. A court hearing has not yet been set.
UPHS Marquette has announced the launch of an inaugural mental health intensive outpatient program. It is intended to provide a structured, evidence-based therapy program for adults. Patients must be referred by a physician and will then undergo an assessment in the form of a confidential conversation, providing important data to UPHS medical staff and determining the patient's eligibility for the program. The intensive outpatient program helps individuals facing mental health challenges, including depression, anxiety, mood disorders, PTSD, ADHD, social withdrawal, substance use disorders, and multiple other concerns. And the Marquette County Sheriff's Office is warning the public after receiving several complaints of scam calls affecting residents of the county. These calls make a variety of claims in hopes of diverting residents to a suspicious website. Calls could claim that residents have a warrant out for their arrest or that they missed jury duty. The Sheriff's Department clarified in its statement that it will never request personal information over the phone or direct locals to websites. Since the scams appear to come from legitimate phone numbers, locals should make a habit of verifying even supposedly legitimate calls. And Bay Mills Community College has announced the date and time of its upcoming annual BMCC Round Dance. Students, staff, and community members from Brimley and elsewhere are invited. The event will take place at Brimley Area School's gymnasium. Doors will open at 1 p.m. and vendors will start setting up after that. The actual events of the Round Dance will begin with lessons at 4 p.m., followed by a feast provided by BMCC. A pipe ceremony to ring in the singing and dancing will be held at 7 p.m. Attendees can reserve rooms at Willoughby's Motel if in need of lodging. And over in Lansing, Governor Whitmer's plan to fix the roads now includes a tax on marijuana. But dispensaries think the proposed $470 million is a bit too high. With more, here's WSBT's Cicely Porter.
Fixing the roads is an initiative most people can get around, but at what cost? Dispensaries say the tax increase would not only hurt the cannabis business, but could cause the customers to get the product in an unsafe way.
Higher priced pot, but fewer potholes. Governor Gretchen Whitmer has a plan to fix Michigan roads. But to fund the repairs, she's proposing a 32% wholesale tax on marijuana products. Many dispensaries sharing frustration and concern.
My first reaction was that Governor Whitmer just doesn't have any idea what's going on in the cannabis industry here, and not understanding why they think that this is some kind of golden goose that they can just keep taking more and more eggs and the goose is going to survive.
Noonan shares that the cannabis industry is already in a hard place. January was the first month where they had less revenue than the year before. Currently, there is a 10% excise tax and a 6% sales tax on marijuana products, meaning the proposed increase would more than double it.
And there's no doubt that an increase of over 200% increase to the consumer on the taxes is going to have effect on what goes on in the industry.
Another concern is the impact on the customer. Those I talked with say many of their customers use their product as medicine and are worried that if the product price spikes, customers will have to turn to a more affordable but unsafe option.
And unfortunately for a lot of people with those taxes, they might have to turn back to the black market because they just will not be able to afford the taxes and their medication.
The one thing everyone can agree on is wanting better roads, but some say the government needs to find another way to get there.
Yeah, everybody wants good roads, everybody wants good schools, everybody wants access to health care. I'm for all that, but it can't be one industry paying for all of it.
Whitmer's plan would collect around $470 million per year to fund road repair, but some dispensaries here in Southwest Michigan say it's not worth the risk. Reporting in Niles, Cicely Porter, WSBT 22 News.
Now don't touch that dial. Riley will be right back with your weather forecast after this break. Stay tuned.
In the fourth year of Changing Planet, we are focusing on two of the largest river restoration projects ever attempted.
What?
One urban,
The River Seine is undergoing a colossal detox.
one wild and remote.
These dams will be completely gone within a matter of months.
Everyone knows there's hope.
It's big.
These are stories of ambition and action for our changing planet.
Welcome back. I'm Riley Joy here with your Public Eye Weather Report. Taking a look at the roof cam today, it is still looking pretty chilly, but lucky enough, the sun is starting to come out and the clouds are looking like they're going to go away soon. Looking at the map of the Upper Peninsula, starting out in Houghton, it is 20 degrees, partly cloudy. Ironwood, 20 degrees, partly cloudy. Iron Mountain, 23 and partly cloudy. And down in Menominee, it is 27, also partly cloudy. Moving on to the other side of the Upper Peninsula, in Escanaba, it is 25, partly cloudy. Manistique, 23, partly cloudy. Sault Ste. Marie, 17, partly cloudy. And here in our very own Marquette, it is 22 and partly sunny. Moving on to today's conditions, the winds are coming out of the north-northwest at 20 miles per hour, and the barometric pressure is 30.35 inches and falling. Looking at tonight, it is going to be partly cloudy with a low of 9 degrees. Winds coming out of the west-northwest at 11 miles per hour, and the moon phase is going to be in the last quarter, so keep a lookout for that. Moving on to tomorrow, it will be mostly cloudy with a high of 30 and a low of 14, and winds coming out of the southwest at 13 miles per hour. Moving on to look ahead at the rest of the week, Saturday it is going to have a high of 31, partly cloudy, and a low of 22. Sunday and Monday, both cloudy. Sunday having a high of 35 and a low of 28. Monday having a high of 40 and a low of 33. That's all I've got for weather. Now back to the desk.
Thank you, Riley, for that weather update. Glad to see the sun got to come out today after a couple days of relentless snow. Now taking a look into our state news, Michigan Supreme Court Chief Justice Elizabeth Clement announced Wednesday that she will be stepping down by the end of April. Clement did not give a reason for her resignation. Her resignation now opens the door for the court to have a 6-1 majority of Democratic-backed justices. While Michigan's justices are technically nonpartisan, they are nominated by parties or appointed by the acting governor. Clement was appointed by Republican Governor Rick Snyder in 2017 and became Chief Justice in 2022. Whitmer will now appoint a justice to fill the vacancy until 2026, when the chosen justice must run for a full 8-year term. And the Michigan DNR is asking for the public's input on proposed walleye regulations for both Luce and Mackinac counties. The two lakes within the proposal are Big Manistique and Milicoca lakes. Currently, these lakes have a 15-inch minimum size requirement and a daily possession limit of 5 fish. The proposed change would add a protected slot range and reduce the daily possession limit to 3. No angler would be able to possess walleye between 18 and 23 inches, but could possess 2 walleye under 18 inches and 1 23 inches and above. The goal of this proposal is to increase spawning stock and promote long-term species resiliency. A public meeting will be held on February 26 from 6 to 7:30 p.m. at the Curtis Community Building. And this morning, President Donald Trump is making waves after likening himself with royalty on social media. This comes as President Trump ramps up talks with Russia on how to end its war with Ukraine. CBS News' Jared Hill has the latest.
Today, President Donald Trump is going up against 2 major American cities. Overnight on Air Force One, he complained about crime in the nation's capital and backed a Republican idea for the federal government to take over Washington, D.C.
I think that we should run it strong, run it with law and order.
The city's mayor later posted on social media, Washington, D.C. is a world-class city. This comes hours after President Trump pulled support for New York City's efforts to curb heavy traffic by charging drivers higher fees in busy areas during business hours.
We're in a fight. We do not back down. Not now, not ever.
Across the country, protests intensified against sweeping federal firings. CBS News has learned more than 6,000 IRS employees will have their jobs eliminated by the end of the week. Meanwhile, President Trump escalated his war of words with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky.
A dictator without elections.
Trump accused Zelensky of starting the war, which began after Russia invaded Ukraine 3 years ago. Zelensky has suggested President Trump lives in a disinformation space. The White House has held talks with both countries this week aimed at ending the war. Jared Hill, CBS News.
After this short break, Dylan will be back with a Wildcat sports report you won't want to miss. Stay tuned.
On the next Great Lakes Now, the city takes action to protect its salamanders and create some attraction.
200-300 people at a time walking around staring at the ground looking at salamanders.
Can Great Lakes ports help with backups on the coasts?
The companies that need to move these goods, they're now asking, why can't we get a ship into Cleveland?
And news from around the lakes.
Tonight at 10:30.
Welcome to your Public Eye Sports Report. I'm your host, Dylan Dubé. Taking a look at the pool, the men's swim and dive team went absolutely beast mode in their first meeting of the GLIAC Championship. The Wildcats opened up the competition with a gold in the 200 medley relay and immediately followed up with a Leo Knowles gold in the 50 freestyle. NMU would continue to dominate and finish a spectacular night with a bang. The 200 freestyle relay team, consisting of William LeCount, Gabrielle Falcone, Daniel Camara, and Leo Knowles, would not only win the event, but post the fastest time in the nation, a GLIAC record, meet record, pool record, and school record, with their time of 1 minute, 17.16 seconds. NMU currently sits second amongst 8 teams with 166.5 points behind Grand Valley State. Over to the women's side, the Cats sit comfortably in third behind Grand Valley and Wayne State after the first day of their championship outing. The first podium placement would come from Annika Geyer, who would cut 16 seconds out of her 1,000 freestyle time to achieve a 10-minute, 16.5 second time and a bronze medal. Kalina Seglinski would also grab a third-place finish with her score of 415 in the 1-meter diving. The Cats would finish the night with a silver, the team of Maya Strasny, Elena Curdy, Abigail Keene, and Becca Burrows securing the second-place finish in the 200 relay. As a combined team, NMU is sat in third with 332.5 points, and they are behind Grand Valley and Wayne State heading into day 2 of the championship races today. And finally, checking in on the slopes. The NMU Nordic ski team will continue the postseason this upcoming weekend in Ishpeming. The Al Qual Recreation Area will host the 2025 NCAA Central Regional Championships, giving the team some familiar turf, or snow in this case. The green and gold are coming off a second-place performance at the conference championships and are looking for gold in Ishpeming. Race days will be Saturday and Sunday, with a 7.5K individual on Saturday and 20K mass on Sunday. The men will start at 10 a.m. Saturday and 9:30 a.m. Sunday, with the women starting noon on Saturday and 11:30 a.m. on Sunday. That's all I've got for this sports report. Now for some Reed and Liam action back at the desk.
Well, thanks for that sports report, Dylan. I particularly am looking forward to what the Wildcats can do this weekend, especially our ski team, which has ideal snow conditions.
Oh yes, definitely a pretty dominant week and weekend heading right in for the NMU sports teams.
Let's
I have you
hope.
one more story for us.
I do. So the Lake Superior Community Partnership will be presenting Business After Hours at 5 p.m. today with the Huntington National Bank at Ordock Brewing Company. The event features food, live music, and a tour of the brewery's new addition. You are encouraged to bring shelf-stable food along with children's hats and gloves for a charity drive.
Well, that appears to be all the time we have today on Public Eye News. I'm Reed Hall.
And I'm Liam Euland-Joy.
We'll see you tomorrow.
The preceding program was produced by WNMU-TV, Northern Michigan University Public Television, in studios located in Elizabeth and Edgar Hardin Hall.